Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera buat kita semua. Selamat malam. I'm supposed to speak in bahasa Indonesia since most of us are Indonesian. But like Pak Abdillah Toha, I also would like to honor our guest speaker today, Professor Karen Armstrong. For that reason, please apologize me. I have to speak in English as well. Even though my English is a broken Balinese English, it is not only confusing to the audience, it is even more confusing to myself. So let me just start my short speech by spending few seconds in silence. To some of you who like to pray, it is always good to pray. Let me start with silence. Thank you. Professor Karen Armstrong is not a new name for me. I have been reading some of Professor Karen Armstrong books like the autobiography of Lord Buddha, the autobiography of Prophet Muhammad as well, History of God, The Case Against God, and the last one is 12 Steps of Compassionate Life. Well, I wrote it already in my web. In my web, the title of my web is The Songs of Compassion. The last article that I updated, the title is Songs of Compassion. I clearly wrote in my latest article, Karen Armstrong is not only an ordinary writer like me, but one of the spiritual giants of our time. I call it one of the spiritual giants of our time. Why? I have three reasons why I should come into the conclusion that Karen Armstrong is one of our spiritual giants in our time. First of all, it is all about deep research. Deep research. I was educated in Lancaster, in the northern part of England. I spent more than 1 year in Lancaster. I was influenced very much by the long old traditions of Europeans of research, and it is unimaginable to me that I can write a story of God as deep as Professor Karen Armstrong do it. It is unimaginable. It is all about research. I know that this evening some politicians are here, some lecturers, some researchers as well, and the first thing I learned directly from Professor Karen Armstrong is writing based on research. And one of famous research come from Professor Karen Armstrong, which I keep quoted in some of my speech, in some of my training and my article as well, is a research about the fundamentalism. The fundamentalist assumes that they are going to be attacked. That is the assumptions the fundamentalists. Getting angry to the fundamentalists, it is like justifying their assumption. So I keep sharing the idea to the Balinese, to the younger generation in Jakarta in particular. So do not go away from the fundamentalists. Do not treat them, don't treat them as your own enemy. Because putting them as their enemy, feeling angry about them, it is just that justifying their assumption that they will be attacked. So that's why in one of Majlis Taklim, the Muslim gathering in Indonesia call it Majlis Taklim, I have been teaching there for years. One of my good friends told me, don't run away from the fundamentalists. If everyone run away from fundamentalists, who will influence them about the love sides of Islam, the compassion side of Islam? So the first thing that I directly learned from Professor Karen Armstrong is deep research. The second thing that I learned from Professor Karen Armstrong, Professor Karen Armstrong is one of the very few thinkers in the world who can take the same distance to all religions. Same distance. In developing country like us in Indonesia, we can be easily tempted by making a shallow conclusion that the religion where we were born is better than the other. The only truth is the truth in our religion. We can be easily tempted by such kind of quick conclusion. But the second thing that I learned from Professor Armstrong, take the same distance to all religion. For that reason, every time I have few of my disciples who want to change religion, I keep telling them, please do not change religion. Changing religion is not the answer. Changing your attitude is the answer. Few of Western friends who come from Bali come to me. They come to the guide. I want to meet one of the local spiritual teachers. And I want to meet the famous one. And then the guide bring this tourist to me. So what is your original intention to come to Bali? Change religion. No. Changing religion is not the answer. Changing your attitude is the answer. The same thing happened to few of my students from Jakarta come to Bali, also want to change religion. I keep prohibiting them to change religion. As I learned from Professor Armstrong, enlightenment can happen in all religion. Loving, kindness, compassion, it is taught in all religion. It is not only taught in the religions of the Balinese. It happened in every religion. So that's why in the second lesson that I got from Professor Armstrong, take the same distance to all religion. For that reason, I always prohibit my students to change religion, because changing religion is not the answer. The third and the last one, which I will elaborate a bit longer than the first and the second one, it is about compassion. 12 steps of compassionate life. As we all know, one of the threatening attack of terrorists happened on 11 September 2001 in New York. In the following year, exactly 12 October 2002, from the date of 11 into the date of 12, from the month of September into the month of October, from the year of 2000 into 2002. Plus one. From the date of 11 to date of 12. From the month of September to the month of October. From the year of 2001 into the year of 2002. The same terrorist bombing firstly happened in Bali. We, the Balinese, also suffer because of terrorist bombing. We knew already what happened in the United States. Countless bullets has been shot by U.S. Army in Pakistan, in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in some other country. Countless bullets. Thousands of soldiers have been sent there. I do not know how many people are dead because of the attack of U.S. But for your information, in Bali, not even a single small stone was thrown into another holy place. Not even a single small stone. We, the Balinese, also suffer. But because of the blessing of the Bali island, no mosque was thrown by a small stone. And we, the Balinese, getting along together, not only the Hindus, but also the Muslim, the Buddhist, the Christian, the Catholic as well. And until now, has been recorded clearly by history. After the first Bali bombing, The one who was awarded international medals by Bali Island is not a Balinese. Is not a Balinese like me, but the Muslim leader. The name is Haj Bambang. Haj Bambang. So the one who was awarded is not a local Balinese, but the Muslim leader Haj Bambang, my older brother in Kuta. I have been contemplating long enough, researching as well in Bali. What is the symbolical language behind this event? In 11 September 2001, US attacked by terrorists, and US committed a lot of threatening revenge. And exactly the same 1 year after that, Bali suffered because of the terrorist bombing. But in Bali, there is no violence at all. I keep contemplating, meditating, and also researching as well. Some of Western spiritual seekers came to me and asking the question, what is the spiritual message behind the Bali terrorist bombing? US attacked back with countless bullets, but you, the Balinese, did not throw any single small stone. What is the spiritual message behind? And I give you a short answer tonight, since my time is very short. According to spiritual heritage of the Balinese elder, this is neither Hindus nor Balinese. It is a specific local wisdom of Bali Island. The Balinese elder called God with the name Ambang. Ambang. The absolute aspect of Ambang is wisdom, emptiness, and silence. So that's why Bali is the only island in the world that celebrate the New Year with the silent day. So the absolute aspect of God Ambang in Bali means wisdom, emptiness, and silence. Since emptiness provides space to everything and everyone to grow, the relative aspect of God and Ambang in Bali meaning perfect compassion. The examples of silence in silent day, the examples of perfect compassion in the local Balinese religion. The local Balinese religion make offering not only to upper realms, not only offering to gods, goddess, and God. They also provide food for the lower realm, include the Satan. Some of the Western visitors came to Bali, asked me, the Balinese pray for the Satan? Of course, no. No. The Balinese provide food for the Satan because it is a honest mirror of perfect compassion. So that's why when I firstly read the 12 steps of compassionate life by Professor Karen Armstrong, I was deeply happy. I was deeply happy because in the certain part of 12 steps of compassionate life, it is a very good conclusion that all people from world religion gather in Switzerland, September, and they all agree that the essence of all religion is compassion. So, few minutes ago, Professor Armstrong called Seattle as the city of compassion. This evening, I will call my island, the Bali, as the island of compassion.